Tokyo just had its metropolitan election, and this year, the upper house elections will overlap with its regional election, something we haven't seen in 12 years. This overlap makes the Tokyo vote a potential early hint at national political shifts. In this video, we'll break down the Tokyo election results, assess how the ruling party performed, and highlight a few major parties that showed notable gains or losses. By understanding these Tokyo results, we might better predict what could happen on the national stage in the upcoming upper house elections. But before diving into the results, let's quickly review why Tokyo matters so much in Japanese politics. As the capital of Japan, Tokyo is home to 14 million people, making it one of the world's largest cities. Depending on the dataset, it also ranks as the third richest city globally. Tokyo Prefecture alone produces roughly 20% of Japan's entire GDP. To put that into perspective, if Tokyo were its own country, it would be the 19th largest economy worldwide, just behind Turkey and ahead of Switzerland. Moreover, Tokyo accounts for about 11% of Japan's total population, but when you include the Greater Tokyo area, that number jumps to nearly 30%. Many people commute into Tokyo for work, meaning its economic and social influence extends well beyond the city limits. Because of this, election outcomes in Tokyo don't just influence local policies, they provide a snapshot of broader national political sentiments. This makes the Tokyo Metropolitan Election a vital election for political analysts and voters alike. Now that we understand why Tokyo is so important, let's review the election results. Here are the results for the 2025 Tokyo Metropolitan Election. The previous election was held in 2021, so it's instructive to compare how parties' fortunes have changed in just 4 years. First, the Tomin First Nokai Party largely maintained its presence, remaining the largest party in the Tokyo Metropolitan Assembly. This party is closely linked to Tokyo's current governor and has a strong regional base. Their steady performance signals continued local support for their policies and leadership style. The Liberal Democratic Party, however, experienced a significant setback. They won just 21 seats, marking their worst result in any Tokyo Metropolitan election to date. While this was a regional vote, it's clear that national political dynamics influence voter behavior. At the national level, the LDP promised stimulus checks to alleviate the rising burden of inflation, but other parties advocated for cutting consumption taxes instead. Some voters saw the stimulus checks as a bribe, which may have damaged the LDP's reputation. Furthermore, just like the national LDP, the Tokyo branch of the LDP was also involved in a slush fund scandal, adding to voter distrust. This blurring of national and local issues demonstrates how voter sentiment can transcend traditional election boundaries. Meanwhile, the LDP's coalition partner, Komeito, also faced challenges, losing 4 seats. This is notable because Komeito candidates had never lost in Tokyo metropolitan elections for 36 years. This loss may suggest that the coalition with the LDP, particularly amid scandals and unpopular policies, could hurt Komeito's perspectives in the upcoming upper house election as well. On the other hand, opposition parties generally made gains. The Constitutional Democratic Party, the main opposition party, increased its seats by 2. More strikingly, newer parties like the Democratic Party for the People and the Sanseito won 9 and 3 seats respectively, which is a significant victory. The DPP's rise since the October 2024 lower house election highlights growing public support for their platform, which emphasizes increasing take-home pay by cutting consumption taxes. Sanseito's success reflects on increasing voter interest in conservative values, a trend that could shape future political debates. For the Sanseito specifically, they got 3 out of 4 candidates elected into office. For viewers interested in a deeper dive, I have a video explaining the policies of these parties in detail. The link will be in the description. Now, 2 other parties deserve attention: the Japan Innovation Party and the Path to Rebirth. The JIP lost its only seat in the regional assembly, which resembles the struggles it's also facing at the national level. This decline may indicate voter dissatisfaction with the party's direction or messaging. This also highlights how the JIP remains largely confined to its regional stronghold in Osaka. As I mentioned in previous videos, the party performs well in the Kansai area but continues to struggle when expanding beyond it, likely because it began as a regional party based in Osaka Prefecture. So, while the JIP lost its seats in Tokyo, this doesn't necessarily mean that JIP is losing relevance. The Path to Rebirth is a new regional party founded by Shinji Ishimaru, former mayor of Akitakata City in Hiroshima. Ishimaru shocked many by finishing second in the 2024 Tokyo gubernatorial election, which made his party's performance highly anticipated this time. Unlike established parties that fielded a limited number of candidates, the JIP with 6, Sanseito with 4, and the main opposition party with 20, the Path to Rebirth ran a total of 42 candidates across 35 districts. Analysts question the effectiveness of such an aggressive rollout for a new party. The Path to Rebirth was announced in January 2025. Ishimaru conducted candidate screenings over 2 to 3 months, recruiting professionals who earn above Japan's average income and have diverse work experience. Despite these efforts, none of the 42 candidates won seats. Critics call this a textbook failure, arguing it was strategically unsound to spread resources so thinly. The party also lacked a unified political agenda, allowing each candidate to promote different policies, which likely confused voters about the party's identity. Others have also argued that Ishimaru's decision not to run as a candidate himself may have alienated voters. However, Ishimaru maintains that his goal was never simply to win seats, but to encourage political participation. Given that voter turnout rose from 42.39% in the previous election to 47.9% this time, there is some evidence of success in that regard. Moreover, despite winning no seats, the Path to Rebirth attracted media attention, aided by Ishimaru's high-profile candidacy last year, where he garnered 1.6 million votes. Regarding total votes, Sankei News reported that Path to Rebirth received roughly 390,000 votes. I have also heard 400,000 votes tossed around, so it is around that range. While this is far below Ishimaru's gubernatorial tally, it's still significantly more than the Japan Innovation Party's 80,000 votes. This comparison highlights that although Path to Rebirth trails behind the major parties, it wasn't too far off. When we take a look at the successful Sanseito, it's clear that the Sanseito received fewer votes, suggesting that running fewer candidates may have changed the outcome and, by extension, the narrative. Either way, the party's emergence adds a new dynamic to Tokyo's political scene. Looking ahead to this month's upper house election, the Path to Rebirth plans to run 10 candidates. Due to Japan's proportional representation system, they don't need to win individual districts to secure seats, making this a more viable path to national influence. Of these candidates, 9 will run in the proportional representation block, while 1 will run in the Tokyo district. Unlike their Tokyo campaign, the party has since clarified its political agenda. Ishimaru has also emphasized that the goal is for the party to become a national political force. To qualify as a national political party, a group must either have at least 5 Diet members or receive 2% of the national vote in the most recent election. Combined with Ishimaru's strong online presence, the Path to Rebirth may become a significant player in Japanese politics. Many analysts see this as a preview of next month's upper house election, and I got a full breakdown right here. And if you want to understand Ishimaru's political philosophy and the Path to Rebirth better, check out this other video. Like the video if you learned something new, and subscribe to learn more about Japanese politics.